today I'm going to be giving you all a blowout tutorial. So first off, I take my hair fresh out the shower and I put in these two products. I put in my 8-hour Kerastase night oil, or not night oil, night serum, and my Colorado Dream Coat. These two are my favorite products. They make my hair so smooth and silky, and especially this one, it also doubles as a heat protectant. And then I throw it in a towel for a little bit, and then now I'm going to go in with my hair wrap with the powder brush attachment just to smooth everything out, and I'm going to do it until it's like almost completely dry, and I'm going to section off the top section of my hair. I'm going to be right back with a clip, and I'm going to blow dry this top section of my hair. Okay, now that I'm back, I'm going to just take this first section of my layers, and I'm going to go in with my air wrap, and I'm going to put it in 2 times speed so you don't have to watch me do all that. But just really make sure that you're getting all your products into the front part of your hair. And I know for me, the front part of my hair dries a lot faster than the back, so that's why I start off with the front. And I'm gonna hit these first few layers, and I'm gonna kind of curl under a little bit whenever I'm making a sweeping motion. Whenever I'm doing my hair, you'll see in a minute. But that's just kind of simple instructions. Okay, now whenever my hair is particularly wet at the root, I always go in and rough dry it a little bit. You don't have to do this, but my hair is really thick and holds a lot of water. So I found that if you rough dry the roots, it dries a little bit quicker. And at this point, your hair should be halfway dry. And just I really try and make sure that I get all the kinks out. My hair is naturally wavy, so it kind of tends to get a little bit wavy up top, and you really want to make sure it's smooth. So I would just keep going in with this paddle attachment, and then I'll be back once I'm ready to start doing the back. And then after that, we're gonna do the curls. Okay, when you get to this point where your hair looks slightly straight, but also has a little bit of flip at the bottom, that's when you're done with the top half of your hair. And it's okay if your roots and stuff are a little bit tiny bit wet, but it needs to be for the most part pretty dry. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the second half of my hair and do that real quick, and then we're gonna do the curls. Now I'm gonna post 2 different ones, 2 different tutorials. Also, I forgot to mention this, and I'm gonna go ahead and mention this. You need to blow dry your hair. When you're doing it, you need to have a lot of tension, or else you don't activate the products. I kind of keep it close to my head and pull, but just the right amount of tension where you're not breaking off your hair. Just glide it through, while also making sure to have a bunch of tension in your brush. And I feel that's what makes it the smoothest, and your products work the best. But obviously to each their own, whatever you want to do with your hair. But I found in my personal experience, that's what works the best with your hair. Okay, now I hope y'all have held on to your clips, because you're gonna need it for this next part. I'm gonna take the top section of my hair, and I'm just gonna put it in this little half up, half down. And the bottom of my hair might still be a little bit wet, but this isn't gonna matter in a second, because you'll see. And so I'm gonna take my brush, and I'm gonna go in, again, using tension, and I'm gonna go in with this Amika Plus Size mousse. And you're gonna need to spray your hair, or not spray your hair, you're gonna need to mousse it. You're gonna need about this much. And then just rub it into your hands. And then you take the back of your hair, and you take it, again, still with tension, and you put it through the back of your hair. And then I like to go in with the brush, again, still using tension, and pull it through. Okay, now to make it less sticky, I like to go in again with my paddle brush and take it, make sure it's good to prep it for your curls. And when you do your curls, you need to use the smaller barrels. I know it's kind of different with the newer Dysons. That it's longer or whatever, but you just need your smallest attachment, because you need your curls to be tight, because we're also gonna do something in a second that you're gonna see. So you just need to do that, and then I'm gonna be back in 2 seconds. Okay, now these are something that's really changed the game for me personally. These are little clips from Amazon, and they're I don't really know how big they are. I think they're 1.5 inches. And what you're gonna do, okay, and I'm gonna show you once with volume, and then you'll see in a second whenever I speed up the video again. So you need to get your attachment to make sure that it's the right one. Okay, now I'm going to brush out my hair, and then you're gonna do your curl, let it catch, do it again with tension, 1, 2, 3, pull shot it, and then hold it, and then you're gonna turn your air wrap off, and then go up with your clip, up into your head, and then pin it. And then you'll see in a second, I'm gonna do it super quick, but that's just the gist of it. I'm pausing here to say, I know for the past few pieces that I haven't been clipping it while it's still on the barrel, But you absolutely don't have to do that. I've just found it's easier if you just take it and just kind of like shove it up there, shove it in the curl, and then like clip it. But also like you can totally just like let it fall, take your clip, take the curl, and just like push it up. It really doesn't matter, like it doesn't really affect your outcome. And then I've decided to do this side off camera, and then I'm going to be back with the crown of my head. Now I'm back. My ring light died, so bear with me. So I'm going to go in on this side. I attempted curling in the front. I've done that a few times, but like only sometimes does it work out good. And again, I'm just going to take this piece, again, making sure we're using a lot of tension, full shot it, and then flip it. So I went ahead and I did this side off camera and I clipped it and I waited about 45 minutes. And after you brush all your hair out, so I normally will just take my fingers or a wide tooth comb and I'll just kind of brush it out like this, kind of making sure that you're touching every curl. And again, like you probably need to check your hair, make sure there's not any kinks or anything. But I feel like it looked like it turned out really good. And then I like to go in, this is what my hairdresser uses, the Schwarzkopf Osis texture spray, and I just kind of shake it up. And then with a very light hand, from about like this far away, go in with some texture spray. Just because I feel like it holds my hair personally better than hairspray, but like you're fun to use whatever hairspray or anything that you have. But yeah, and that's my blowout tutorial. Thank y'all for watching.